Best part of this whole interview was when Tom asked me to send him a book inscribed to the most normal guy I know. I'd like to inscribe every book to every reader that way. It's just too perfect.
Dr.
Hi.
Luiz, hi.
Yes, I'm here. How are you?
What are we promoting?
We are promoting sanity.
Okay. Now, Kayla thought this was pretty
I've come out
important.
with a book. Yeah.
Right up your alley, Tom. You might want to get this book.
You thought this was pretty important. So what May is National Mental Health Month, really?
Yes.
Is it? Okay. And what's the name of your book?
It's called Where's My Sanity?
Now, I normally take a book when I'm going to talk to somebody and I at least look at it or I look through it. So tell me what it's about.
Well, it's a book of stories, Tom, and it's just through the stories you get a sense of the method for getting to a place where you feel less crazed, less agitated, because we all know that as much as you might want to get better, you can't always get yourself there through your best intentions. And
Now, are we
hard
talking
work.
about true mental illness or just people who are just frazzled?
Both. It's really just a matter of degree.
And on the stories that you read, these are stories about people with the afflictions?
Exactly. So Katrina is the first character, and
Yes.
she comes in, she's starting to have panic attacks, and she's depressed, and she just can't seem to chill out and find balance. No matter how much everybody's telling her, you've got to relax, she can't, and then she's on the point of starting to get on meds and all that. So that's her story. I've got a couple.
That would be more like a general anxiety disorder there?
Exactly. You know, somebody who's starting to get more depressed
Sure.
and then wakes up one day and realizes, "Oh my God, I'm truly depressed here."
Right. And
So
then
it's
tell
a
me some
story
other.
of her. I bring you right into the office with me, and I show you what it's like to have, the experience of being heard and traveling through your
Now, doctor,
own
are you a
thoughts.
PhD or are you a medical psychiatrist, medical doctor, whatever?
I am a psychoanalyst, a
Okay.
modern psychoanalyst, which is a very, very secret society, which is one of the reasons I wrote this book. Just
Different
to
than a
help people-
psychologist.
Very different, yeah.
In what way?
Well, psychologists will give you like standards of normalcy, what you should look like. They'll give you an idea of what abuse looks like, of what alcoholism looks like. We need psychology to help us understand where we stand. And it's just not as good a treatment method unless you're doing cognitive behavioral stuff. But modern psychoanalysis, which is what I do, is almost like an underground movement. The psychoanalysts just don't get out there and talk about what they're doing.
Do you use medications?
I love medication personally because if a person is suffering that much, they can't really think or talk. But I do like to get people off medication because you don't grow when you're on medication.
So it's like an
Like
an acute treatment, and then you backpedal and get them off.
Well, yeah, if you're in that much pain, I wouldn't want you to have to live through that. It's good to have a buffer sometimes, but eventually, yeah, I hope to get you off of it.
What about the other stories? You talked about like a general anxiety. Give examples of other ones.
Well, I've got a kid in there who's about to be diagnosed with ADHD.
Okay.
From a big family, and her mother can't figure out what to do, and they're up in arms. And she has tried everything, this woman.
Are these true stories?
They're composite characters.
Okay, sure. And what else do you have? I'm just curious about the sampling that you chose.
I've got a great couple. I've got a super couple in marriage who's struggling to get intimate again. That's a sexy story.
And what was that
People
caused
love
from?
that.
What's that caused from? The lack of intimacy?
They couldn't deal with the disappointment in each other, and they couldn't figure out how to talk to each other because everything they had to say was negative.
What else?
So they just.
What
other characters?
Yeah, I love hearing this. I love these synopsises.
I'll send you the book.
Yeah.
I enjoyed writing. I enjoyed writing these. I've got a woman. I've got this disgruntled, complainy, whiny woman who just finds fault with everybody. And,
were you at my house? I'm just kidding. Okay, go. Keep going. We're just fooling around, for God's sakes. Okay, what else?
She fired everybody before me because they all told her to have a more positive attitude.
Yeah.
And then I take you into a psych ward where I did my training with this character called Anita, A Paranoid Schizophrenic,
Wow.
where I talk about observation and how you observe people. I failed my internship there, so it's an interesting story because I show you how I failed.
Do you cure people? I've always
Do I
wanted to
cure
ask that.
people?
Yeah, do you cure people? I've known people in talk therapy for 20 years, and I got to figure, if I'm going to a doctor for a zit for 20 years, I figure he's not a very good dermatologist. So why would I go to a psychiatrist for 20 years?
Well, the only reason you'd want to keep going is if you wanted to, as far as I know.
But is the mind? I want to know.
How do you know they didn't get better?
I don't know. Is the mind in psychotherapy? Is the mindset to cure or to just develop a long-term relationship?
Well, I'll tell you, it used to be, Freud used to want all his patients to become very successful heterosexual people. But now we just want to help people feel comfortable with wherever you're at. The definition of sanity is different from what it used to be. Sanity now is that you're not suffering. It doesn't mean that you don't get angry. It doesn't mean that you don't have pain and suffering. It just means you don't hate yourself and you can walk through your day feeling relatively
and you
balanced.
don't hurt others and all that. Yeah.
But you know why people stay in therapy?
Why?
And certainly why? Because if you want to feel better, you'll stay in therapy a couple of years with a specific problem, and that's good.
Yeah.
But if you want to get to know yourself and all the hidden parts of your mind, maybe because you can't seem to get what you want, like there's a question that you have, why is this happening?
Yeah.
How come I get so... Then, if you want to get to know those parts of your mind, it takes a little longer.
Yeah, and then new things come up, right?
New things come up, and you keep exploring what you don't know about yourself. You know, the neuropsychologists now are saying we cannot possibly know everything about ourselves. There's so many hidden parts of the brain that we're just not aware of. So that's
the name of the book is Where's My Sanity?
And that's the name of the website, too, where I'm going to be blogging and writing more and getting other psychoanalysts to talk about
where'smysanity.com?
How we get better. Yes.
Okay.
And the main thing that the book says that's different from psychology, back to that question, is have you noticed that whenever we talk to people, we're trying to, get help or get fixed? We're always looking for solutions.
When we talk to people, you mean professionals?
Even your wife or even a friend, if you've got a problem, you're always, we're American. We work so hard at everything.
Yeah.
And one of the main things, and this is the first chapter of the book, is how about going to talk to somebody with a different goal in mind, which is to feel understood instead of to get fixed. It's so different. And it's so fundamentally un-American. But I'll tell you that if you do anything at all different from reading my book, it would be that, to seek to be understood.
So when you talk to people, the goal would be to be understood.
To be listened to.
Right.
Not to get fixed.
Most people aren't listening. They're thinking about what they're going to say next.
That's it, because we think we've got to help this person move to a better place rather than just be there with them. It's so powerful to just be with someone.
So do you still practice? Because I want to come to you.
Oh, I wish you would. I wish everybody
Where do you
would
practice?
Unfortunately, my door, I've got a long waiting list, and I have...
I'm saying where, though. Where are you located?
Oh, I'm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, well, that's way far.
This whole book came out of 20 years of practice.
So you do still practice, though?
Yeah, I have a big practice.
Very cool.
I wrote this book in my free time, and now I'm doing all kinds of interviews. I got a call from the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Yeah.
The producers there, and I'm like, oh, my God, I've been sitting in a chair treating people for 25 years. This is a new world.
Yeah, and Dr. Luiz, we really appreciate it, and I will plug this book because it caught Kayla's eye, and we thought it was really nice the way you do the synopsis of stories. It's Where's My Sanity? where'smysanity.com. May is National Mental Health Month, so hug someone crazy, and it'll be cool, right? One other thing, Dr. Luiz, if you send me a book, could you sign it to Tom Martino, the most normal man I know?
You bet.
I need that. I need that like for a credential. It would be really cool. All right? That would be.
You got it.
Okay, thank you. I would I'd carry it around to show to people.